going to put the mic on, give people a chance to come up, and I'm going to put the mic on mute. I'm still here, though. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. If I sound a little, my voice sounds a little froggy, it's because I got a head cold coming. I'm trying to take care of it. But, you know, I'm going to give people a couple of more minutes to come in. And if you like, you can leave a comment when I start. I'm gonna start off with Bad Bunny, his um, his halftime show, and I'm gonna talk about a few other things too that I've seen. Things that I've seen. Uh, wow. Anyway, uh, uh, I'm getting ready to talk about it. Give it a couple more minutes. A couple more minutes to start people to come in. But anyway, everybody's here, I guess. I was scrolling through YouTube like I usually do every morning, early morning. I do it, especially on a Saturday or a Sunday. And I saw uh, a short that was from Tubi, and it was with Deion Sanders, Coach Deion Sanders, Primetime Sanders. That's what they call him. And he was with Roxy on the Tubi channel. They do a show together. But I always read the comments after people say what they say because I love to see what people's opinions are. And Coach Pop, she asked him, her being a Hispanic, a Latino woman, she asked him what did he think of the halftime show for Bad Bunny. And basically, he said he knew it was a language barrier because most people didn't speak Spanish. But he said he found the energy of Bad Bunny's show to be the music, the visuals. It caught your eye. It made you, it just made you want to dance. And I'm Black American, and I'll be honest, I've been hearing Latin music, Latino music since I was a kid because I had an older sister who loved to go to New York. I think she said it was the Palladium. I don't remember because she was a lot older than me. And she went there, she went to different, clubs. She would dance. She loved to do salsa. So I've known the names Celia Cruz, Eddie Palmieri, uh, Tito Puente, and a bunch of others that I really don't remember. And I remember Celia Cruz because in the song, it was called the name English version name of it was Sugar for You, uh, Azúcar para tea. And I'm not probably saying it right, but it was that, and I love it. She had such that personality, and I remember the beat of the music. And even now, I live in that predominant Latino building, and my city is a sanctuary city, so there's a lot of Latinas and Latinos here. They have businesses and things like that. So I grew up hearing the salsa music and listening to it. And I went to a school. It was a mixed school. It was white, Latina, and Latina. Mostly, it was mostly white, Lat- and white women, Latina women, black women, and a few guys, but mostly when I went, mostly girls went to Catholic school for whatever the reason. But anyway, so I've been around the Latin culture and the music and the food, and I do love the food. I love the food. I love the southern cooking, the traditional southern cooking. I love the Latino cooking, the peas, the rice, and I love the sofrito flavor and stuff. And I was noticing some of them comments they were saying, "Oh, Coach gotta say that because he's on a show and the girl is Latina. The girl Roxy is a Latina girl, and he has to say that." No, he doesn't have to say that. Nobody has to say that. He acknowledged it was a language barrier, but he also acknowledged that it was the vibe because you had to look at everything. And there was a guy, from what I saw, there was a guy who was who was a taco dealer, and he had a little stand. He made tacos, and he was actually a, a person who had a store, so he added him in to make it, you know, and the dumb, the stupid, some of the, like I said, I watched the what you call it, I watched the Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl for the halftime show. Every year I do it. I do the halftime show, and I watch the Super Bowl. Don't have a clue of what the game is about. All I know is when you get when somebody gets the ball, they start running, and either they run all the way and don't get tackled, or they get tackled and whatever else. That's the extent of what I know. That's it. That's it. That's all I know about football. So for me, I don't know which team is the better team and all that other stuff that people do. But I love the halftime shows. And excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm getting a head cold. I won't be on here too long. But I just love the halftime show. I watched last year with Kendrick Lamar, and I didn't understand that bit by bit, the song. I liked it. And I liked it because I liked the beat of it. They're not us, you don't know us, whatever. And last year they complained. People complained about the halftime show last year. Rapping this, that, the other. They complained about Beyonce because the girls had berets on. They said she was saluting the Black Panthers. They could they complained the year before about who they had on there. They complained when the little girl sang the Black National Anthem. My point of saying that is the complainers complain about every darn thing there is. Okay? They complain about everything. I think they would complain about their mama if she did something. So them is just the hateful folks. And I kept scrolling down, and I saw something by someone. I don't even know because it was in poor English. I don't know if it was a troll because that's the thing. You got to be careful here because there are a lot of trolls out here. But it mentioned foundationally black Americans. They're foundationally black. And the FBAs. And I had a big problem. I have a big problem with the FBAs. It's foundationally Black American movement. I have a problem with it because uh, I, the leader who started it, he's a known con. He's a known con, allegedly. I'll say that. People allegedly say that he's a con, but anyway, they say that. I have my own opinion of him, and it's my opinion and my opinion alone. It's a movement. The FBA movement is led by someone who wants to say that, they want reparations, and I'm definitely for reparations, but uh, not going to vote, by them not going to vote, and other factors, Donald Trump was allowed to get back into the office because the people who wanted him in got him in, you know. So it's it's just, man, I mean, because this foundational black movement, and you know who your founder is, and it it has no, it can't, it's not gonna up, it's not gonna withstand anything, you know. Oh, don't vote, don't do this, but you won't vote. But if a person like myself goes out and votes and things come, you will get it, because you are not anybody. That's whether they're black, Latino, Latina, or black Americans, black Jamaicans, Africans, whatever. You will never, ever get anything from the Republican Party. You're not going to do it, you know. And I, I come from a biracial background, and I come from a father who was biracial and everything, and him and his siblings, and and but we're always black. We're always black, and never supported, you know, this craziness that's going on. And anyway, so, and I saw this in the general, we're talking about we fit the foundationally black, Americans. I get it. I'm pro black all the way, and I'm for reparations. I'm a ADOS. I'm an African descendant of slaves of the Jim Crow era and things like that. I don't believe that uh, I, at this point in time, my opinion, now this is my opinion, Black America ready. Is not ready, doesn't have the leaders that we need uh, to do anything. Okay, I'm going to give an example. This is what I feel. This is what I feel. Nobody's making me feel this. I feel it because um, first of all, what are they going to do with it? They say they're going to buy some land. Okay, a perfect example of that. When you support that, Dr. Umar Johnson said to support him, he wanted to start a school for black boys, I think it was. But anyway, it was for black children. People donated to him. Someone I know who passed away, she voted, she sent money to him, and she didn't have a big job. She worked in a little dollar store in New York. And anyway, and all these years, the school has never been built, you know. So what happened to the money? He said he had a building, but the building never opened. The point I'm trying to make is that you know the leaders, they got out here calling for this, don't vote, don't do this, because the Democratic Party ain't never did nothing for black people. Barack Obama was black. He did not do anything for um, for black people. You know, he was for Barack Obama, and and even Joe Biden. No, they were for everybody, and they think that voting for Donald Trump or letting Donald Trump be in power is going to give you the reparations that you want. No, this this regime, authoritarian authoritarian regime, has showed us, or should have shown those people who believe in this foundational black uh, American BS. The way they want it is BS. I am a black American, and I'm fully black, and I support black people. But this giving reparations right now. First of all, you're never going to get reparations when the Republican Party is in. Donald Trump has shown time and time again that he is a racist. The people in his regime, as they call it, cabinet, are, first of all, they're illiterate. Pete Hegseth, Hegseth has no business being Secretary of Defense. He has no. All he was, the reason how he got the promotion, how he got the job, it was because of who he was. And I'm going to say this: at DEI, if y'all remember, Donald Trump ended DEI, but Pete Hegseth is a DEI hire. Why? Because he bows down and kisses Trump's rump. Okay, Pam Bondi, the worst attorney general the United States has ever had. I'm not saying it; others are saying that. The worst one. She is a DEI hire. He took out all the black people in the military. He took out the Joint Chief of Staff. He took him out. He was a black man. He took him out. He's trying to make America a white community again of European descent. Now, I just this is what I want people to understand. Okay, it's okay to be supportive of black. I support the black agenda. We have a two-party system, which is Republicans on the right and Democrats on the left. We have no other party to deal with. So whoever the Republicans place up and whoever the Democrats place up are what we have to form government, this government. So what how I voted, how I feel. I registered as a Democrat when I turned 21. I registered as a Democrat. My whole family is was Democrat because my grandparents, my aunties, uncles, mother, father, and all of that, they were of age in the when the Great Depression started. When the Depression started, who started what party was in the office when the Great Depression started? You gotta ask yourself that. Who was in office? It was the Republican Party. The Republican Party is for rich. And if you can't see that now, okay, I can understand. I will understand that people bought into the lies because they really believed Donald Trump was going to help them. I believe that Hispanics really thought they were going to get rid of the gang members that were coming from the different countries that they had left. But now, since his first administration and now his second administration, this that party is not for people. He promised checks. He can't give you money himself, unless he's going to give you money out of his pocket, which everybody knows darn well he's not. He's a billionaire now, which he never was, because he took and he is profiting off of being American president. All of this you can read. You have to read to understand all of this. And later on, I'm going to go to my StreamYard, use my StreamYard page, and I'm going to put up examples and stories of what's being reported. I say that to say this: since we are only a two-party system and people are calling for a third party, I get it. But until then, we have to take the lesser of the two evils. Be it, I'll put it this way: I voted for Harris Walls, not because Harris was a black woman, not because she was a Democrat. I voted for it because Donald Trump, the Republicans ran Donald Trump. That's why I voted for her, because the agenda that they have, the agenda that the Republicans have against black and the far right, the people there around, it wasn't going to benefit us. And the Democratic Party, um, well, Kamala was going to. I felt that Joe Biden and Kamala did a wonderful job. They did good. There was growth, a good economy, and a good economy, and they were for the people. They were getting things done, but people never heard about that because there was so much. There was so much. Let me see what I want to say. There was so much misinformation being put out, and it's been proven that Russia interfered with the election before in the first Trump term presidency. Then he got beat. Then he started the the mess at the Capitol. Just a mess. But anyway, so I voted for the lesser of two evil. That's what I tell people. Until we can get people in and are willing to go do what they need to do to get the corruption out, because the American federal government is full of criminals, and that's what nobody wants to say. Well, how do you know? I mean, you got a man that's convicted. I don't have to say allegedly for this. It's known Donald Trump was a convicted felon on 32 counts and accused of SA, you know. And I will say that that's allegedly, because he said he didn't do it. But, the other stuff with Tish James, yes, he did it. He did it. He was found guilty by a number of, excuse me, by a number of his peers. He was found guilty by that. So, and I'm just saying to people, America will not survive if the Democrats don't get back in and get control of the House and block Donald Trump's agenda, because they lose it. And Donald Trump is getting ready to stir some crazy mess up again, crazy ish again. You know, yeah, he get ready to stir it. He get ready to stir the pot again. He went down to Georgia and demanded the ballots, and then people down there in Georgia gave him ballots, and he gonna do something with it, because he said that that what did he say? The people who weren't supposed to vote, like immigrants, the reason why they protected the immigrants, Hispanic immigrants, is because they're allowed to vote. That's the biggest nonsense that ever was. And they've been, every year they go and see if anybody was fraudulent, and they take them off the rolls. They take dead people off the rolls and stuff. I looked up to see if my dad was still on the rolls for voting, and he wasn't. He's been dead over 20 years, so he's not on there. So no dead people can vote. But I never looked at the Republican role because my sister, we clashed. Donald Trump's presidency reminded me of the Civil War, where some people were for the South and some people were for the North, because I was definitely against Donald Trump. Oh, he wanted to run the White House like he runs a business. You can't run a house like you run a business, especially the White House. So we used to debate on that. But anyway, these people want all this stuff, want all this. They want reparations. We want it now. Where's our money? They gave the who did they say they gave? They gave the Japanese reparations. Yes, they did, because they were put into camps. They called them intern camps. I read about it. Their land was taken from their property was taken from them, just like Trump is trying to do with that Project 2025. And that's another story right there. That's another one. And and so, yes, they were given the money from the property and businesses and the monies that they stole. They were paid back that, and they never received full value of what they lost. Yes, they did do that. But the other, and the Jewish people were not given reparations. They were paid for the things that they had. And some of the survivors managed to keep receipts of things, and they were paid for that. So when people speak about these things, they should be more no be research, do research before you put up anything there and understand it. You will never get, we as black people will never get reparations as long as people like Donald Trump are in office. It is a slow process, and I want this to be known. I am not saying that the Democratic Party is is absolutely correct in what they do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they are the best. That is the best party to belong to as long as we have a two-party system. We stand a better chance of getting more than what we're getting now. You know, Donald Trump, small business loans, they've been blocked black people out. Now, starting March 1st, which is in a couple of weeks, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it is next week that there's a bill he passed. Nobody's paying attention because everybody's talking about the ape that video. Donald Trump, he's stupid, but he's a clever. He just he did that picture, and they eased the bill in as of March 1st. Green card holders will no longer be able to obtain small business loans. Ain't that something? I bet you nobody knew that. I bet you nobody saw that. And I bet you these Latinos who voted for Trump, I bet you they don't know that, because they can be denied because they say it's taxpayers' money. And here's what the hypocritical part that comes into play for me is, he said they can't get small businesses, but do you know that they still hire? They have illegals working for him because there were people. There was a video. People have to pay attention. If you notice anything when Donald Trump makes a crisis out of something or whatever, there's always a picture. That picture of the of an ape with the face of Michelle and Barack Obama, that was a distraction. So He will take Hispanic people can work and take their taxes, but they can't use the taxpayer money to fund these people, to fund give these to give them money to start a small business. Their businesses are everywhere, and I ain't mad at them because I actually like going there. I like going to their restaurants. I like their dinners. I love the food and stuff. But these are the little things that people aren't paying attention to, you know. And and he helps the big white farmers because he helps the white farmers because the big corporations are coming in and taking over the dairy farms, the eggs and stuff like that, and the egg producing people have hens and stuff they produce there, and it's crazy. And the price of beef is so high because our beef doesn't come from America anymore. It comes from Argentina and Texas. At one time, the state of Texas was a was the provider of beef. Where I live at, we had slaughter. There was a slaughterhouse. It's still there. I was told it's still there, and the store that you could see them bringing the cows in. They came from Texas, and the inspectors. I think they were from the Food and Drug Administration. They used to come in and inspect the place, how it was slaughtered and whatever. They used to come, and we don't have that no more. Our meat comes you know, from Argentina. I had a bag of grapes. They come from Chile. So what does that tell you? You want They want the labor, but they don't want the people. He's trying to make America a white country again, but it's not going to work. But everybody has to go out. And I say this to everybody: yeah, you may not agree with the Democrats, but get Trump and his minions out, and then you voted the people who are the best for the jobs. But you got to get Trump out. Excuse me. Let me know what you guys think. I see people are in here. I know people are listening. Leave it in the comments section. So beware, people. There's so much going on. Trump is destroying America by every chance he can get. Betsy Voss, I think that's her name. No, I'm sorry, not Betsy Voss. It's Linda McMahon. They have cut off federal funding to public schools. So in my town, 5 schools have to close. 5 schools, and the schools are already overcrowded. And one of the schools that is closing is the elementary school that my son graduated from. The building, they had one class of everything. Then they had the special ed on the second floor of the building, and the bottom floor was K-8. My son graduated from there. He went there. He graduated 8th grade from there. It was an excellent school. The teachers were good, but they don't have enough money. See, these are the things people are looking at, especially black people. They were promised Trump gonna give us money. Trump didn't give you the first money. What most people don't know, and what most people don't that do know don't acknowledge is, guess who started it? The Republicans would never pass the bill. It was Barack Obama as part of his plan, because if you remember, the America was under collapse to have uh, to put the world into a worldwide depression, worse than the stock market crash in 1929. He saved America. So Donald Trump got into office, and Oh, we're gonna give the money. Now that money was already allocated for for Congress for Barack Obama to distribute, but the Republicans who wouldn't let it go in. But once Donald Trump did it, and if you remember, he wanted to put his picture on the checks, and they told him he couldn't do that. So there's a lot of things that people don't people don't pay attention to, and they want to blame Barack. Barack didn't do anything. Biden didn't do anything. They did it, but nobody paid attention to it. Yep. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna be on here much longer, but pay attention. Just vote Democrat. Get all of them out, and when the Democrats get in, the ones that don't do nothing, because there's gonna be plenty of them. Get them all out and start over again. Because that's the only way this country gonna survive and be a democracy and whatever else. Donald Trump got the money was allocated for black farmers and ranchers to survive. The Republican Party won't give the money out, you know. But now he ain't giving no money to no farmer. The farmer could be a purple people eater, white as snow. He ain't giving none. Now the black farmers are crying. There was an article once where, excuse me, where white farmers saying that they voted for Donald Trump because he said he was going to deport the immigrants because they were stealing black people's jobs. Now, anybody with an ounce of sense knows that ain't true. Black people do not want to go back to picking cotton, working in the fields, making no kind of money, and bending over and picking cotton. Because even though this is something else people don't know, people still pick cotton. It just ain't as supposedly ain't as bad as it used to be. There's a machine that'll come and pick all the cotton off the bolls, but you got the little seeded part. There's still in there, and it's thorny, and you have to cut, and it will cut your hair. Because I went to Alabama in 1977 when I was younger. I went to Alabama the first time going to the Deep South. At that time, I had only been to Virginia and North Carolina. That was my parents', birthplace. My father was born in Virginia, and my mother was born in North Carolina. So that's as far south as I had went. But my first encounter with the Deep South was in um, 1970 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Vienna County in Alabama. So I saw it first, and I tell you, it's still backbreaking work, and black people do not want to go to that. Nope, ain't going back to that. And here's a little Black History information, and everybody, go to Chat GPT and speak into the mic and tell them what you're looking for. The black women are the most college educated women, and this is what DEI was not about uh, quotas in the DEI was about is about the erasure of DEI is about stopping black people from getting an education, stopping black people from getting the good paying jobs, stopping housing discrimination. Every time black people try and are successful, you have people like Donald Trump who come along and do things and try to bring us back down because they actually want us to go back into the fields, but the Mexicans come over, make a living, and you'd be surprised how many of them say they don't want to be here. They don't want to be in the United States, but they can make $1 here. And they save their money, and yes, they do send it back home. But you know why they send it back home? Because they don't plan on staying here. After they get of retirement age, they get their retirement, excuse me, money. They get their 401ks and they take the money and they go back home. And they're entitled to Social Security. My opinion is if you don't want and Latinos, Hispanic folks to get any benefits with taxpayer money, then don't tax them. Give them all the money back they paid in for taxes. Because I'm telling you, them some hardworking people. They work in jobs that, you know, they won't. They're in the construction industry because they don't pay them nothing. But they are like black people. Hispanic people are like black people. They know how to survive, like the ones from DR, Mexico, those countries. Not Venezuela and all that other stuff, but the countries in South America where the people are poor, the fighting is bad and stuff. They survive. They don't eat out a lot. The younger ones do, but the older ones they save their money and they you know and a lot of times you see Hispanic people sending money back home. They have parents there because the parents say they don't want to come here because when people get older they get stuck. They want to stay in they want to stay where they are, so they send home to their parents so their parents can survive, which is only natural in things, you know. So, like I said, my head is starting to hurt, and then I have a cold, so I really can't get into what I really want. So, I'm going to end this stream, but I'm going to set up my StreamYard account, and I'm going to, get the videos that I want everyone to hear. But for those who listened, and who are listening, if you please like and subscribe to my channel. It is Newsflash, formerly Things Worth Knowing, at BIGGIRL_72. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you can to. Until the next time, have a blessed day.